This is Keith Boggs, and this is the video debrief for 6801 Marina Circle in McKinney. Taken about 140 pictures, and I've got several videos. We'll be reviewing all that stuff right now. This recording here will be sent to you via YouTube. You'll receive the inspection report in a separate email. That will contain, the report will contain only the defects, the items that you want the builder to take action on. The rest of the stuff will be in this recording. Again, not everything will be in the actual report, just the defects. First picture you see here is a picture of the front of the structure, just the front of the house. Nothing necessarily wrong. That's just for the title page of the report. This is the approximate direction the house is facing. This actually will not be in the report. It's for my use, as well as there are some other things in here for my use only. This is the temperature when I first got there. We did eventually get to 60, which is what we needed to test the air conditioning, so I was able to test the air and the heat. We'll be reviewing that later. One of the first things I saw when I was going up on the roof was there were some nail holes in the roof cover. Looks like they were removed when they had toe boards there for installing the shingles, but they should be filling these holes with the sealant so they don't leak into get a leak into the house over time. So they've got several locations there. You can see multiple locations here. So all those holes need to be filled with the sealant. A couple more here. Those were all located just at this one span right here. I didn't see any nail holes anywhere else. This is just at that front span where I went up on the ladder, which you saw. This is a roof cover, second story roof cover above the front gable there on the left side or the west side. You can see there is sealant present here, but for some reason these shingles at this location did not stick. So the builder needs to go up there and put additional sealant there so over time these don't get windblown. This is the location right here that I've had to found the loose shingles. This is a plumbing vent. You can see that it's not painted. Like if you look over here at the house next door, that's a painted vent. So any kind of plumbing vent that's exposed to sunlight should be protected by putting paint on it. So this one location here, they need to go ahead and paint that. This is just a pitch of the roof. This is just me verifying that it's going to be walkable. It's basically a 10 on 12 pitch, which is close to about as steep as you can walk, but I was able to walk the whole roof. This is an actual video of the roof. So one of the things that I've started doing is people are always asking, what's the condition of the roof cover, and they're always interested in that. So I just started taking videos of the roof cover when I inspect it or after I inspect it. There'll be a couple times where the camera gets a little wobbly, and that's because I'm just kind of using my hands to maneuver around the house without falling. I'm going to go ahead and play this video so you have it for the recording. Probably hear me catching my breath there. It's a fairly steep roof. Almost done, about 30 seconds left. Thought I had skipped a picture there. This is the meter. In the center of the meter is a little device called an meter called a low flow indicator. So one of the first things I do is check that indicator to check for supply leaks. The water of the house was off at the time of the inspection, so this first video doesn't show anything because if the water was off. Got another video later with the water on. There were no supply leaks. The little low flow indicator stayed completely still. Again, I'll play this just so we have it for this recording. This is the location of the gas meter. I just put this in this will not be in the report. This is just for your information. We're required by the state to let you guys know where the gas meter is located. So it's located on the northwest side of the structure. This is the spigot on that northwest side, and the handle is they made it too tight, so you can't turn the handle. It's stuck in place, so they need to loosen that up. That's just the location of that spigot. This is your double check valve. Again, it was off also, as well as the water to the house. They did get turned on later on, and I did test the sprinkler system as well as the plumbing inside the house. That's the location of that double check valve. These are some exposed form board nails. This is the pointed end. They're sticking out near the front of the structure. There's another location with some nails sticking out. So they need to be cut off, dremelled off. Like you can see here, they've been cut off just to protect it from getting injured. And that's where they're located. This first one's located right there. This is some high soil at the front of the structure. So I'm a licensed as a termite inspector, so just by nature, I'll call out termite-related stuff. The structural framing won't be touched for 10 years by termites because it's pressure treated. However, they will go through and eat the baseboards if not pressure treated, or wallpaper, or anything that has cellulose in it. So that needs to be lowered just to expose the foundation. Like you can see right here, it's exposed. The foundation sits a little lower here, so I just expose that. That's the location of it. This is the garage door. I've got some other better pictures of this actually. These these little struts on these wheels. This in the back side here, they look to be a little bent. I got some better pictures. The door also sounded like it was struggling to get open and closed, so it may need a little bit of adjustment, and maybe what caused this strut here to get out of plumb. You also want to, the builder won't do this, you want to lubricate these tracks and these wheels. So that'll help quiet down the door and help it last longer. This is the locking latch. Now when they install the garage door opener, this latch should be disabled. That's what this little hole is for right here. So they need to put a screw and a bolt in there, or just remove the lock completely. This is a video test of the garage door opener. So we do two tests here. We do a pressure reverse test. I put a 2x4 here underneath the garage, and so you'll see the door here close, and it should reverse it within a second or two to show the auto reverse works. And then I'll do another test with the electronic eye when I put my foot in front of the eye to make sure that it reverses. So I'm going to play this little 40-second video. You can hear it kind of sounds like it's binding a little bit. Lubrication and adjustment. Lubricating will help quiet it down quite a bit too. This is just showing that the water to the house is off. It did eventually get turned on. That would pull out of the report. That's an example of something out of the report. This is a first thermal look at the panel box. It's basically a benchmarking, just to kind of see what's going on with the panel box, the breakers and the wires, and temperature that's inside the box. Then I do check it 2 more times to see if there's anything going on. It was fine, all three checks. These are your 2 condensers. These are really just for me, for the report. And then these are your manufacturer's labels. These, again, this will all be in the video, but will not be in the inspection. Now this is a video of each unit, so I take a little short video of each unit so you can see how they're running today. If there was anything weird, any noises, you could hear them right now. So I'm going to play these two videos real quick. They're pretty short. This is your tankless water heater, and everything was fine. Everything works fine with that once the water was turned on. Just ignore that because that was before the water was turned on. This is a vent on the east side of the structure, and they didn't cover the nail heads. They sealed that exterior of the vent, but they didn't paint it, so it needs to be painted. And then these nail heads here, you can see they're already starting to rust. They need to be covered with a sealant to protect them from rusting. That's just a location of it. When I got to the back patio, it looked like there were some water marks here. It looked like possibly there was some water ponding at the back patio. You can actually see a little dirt up there. I did take my bubble level on my iPhone and to see if it was level, and it is graded away from the house. So maybe just some wind-driven rains got in there, but it is graded properly or pitched properly. That's just another picture, a different location. Back patio is missing a window screen, so that needs to be installed right there. Both the front patio door, back patio door, these thresholds here need to be caulked, sealed around these casings here or jams, and across the front of this threshold here, both the front and the back door. This one's at the back door. This is another vent on the west side of the structure, southwest side of the structure. Here again, they sealed it in place, but they're actually missing the retention screws. So they need to. This sealant will eventually break loose, and this cover will come off. So they need to install screws that are intended for going into brick or mortar. There's 4 locations right there. That's where it's located. Here's another uncovered nail head. Again, that needs to be dremelled off, cut off. That's where it's located right there. This is the front door again. They did some caulking here, but it really did a better job. Caulk around the casing here, or the jam, and then also at the front of that threshold. That's just the front door showing where it's at. Okay, the sprinkler system was tested. This is just a couple pictures for me. These are the different zones. I did check each zone. You've got several zones that are drip zones, and those again were verified through the low flow indicator on the meter. They all worked fine. Actually, I think the first zone, I think it had a break in the drip line. We'll see here in a second. That's just showing that I did check the meter. Okay, yeah. So zone 1, check the meter. That was fine. And then this is a leak at the front right away near the front tree there by the neighbor's driveway. The water's leaking out from under the ground, so there's a break in that drip line there. They need to repair that. And that's in zone 2. This is a location of zone 3. This is a location of zone 4. This is a location of zone 5. And they all performed. The rest of them performed fine. They were operating fine, and so forth. Zone 6, zone 7. Zone 8, and then zone 9, which is the bubblers for the trees. This light here at the little closet, the front foyer by the stairs, that little closet, that light did not come on. So they need to, it looks like there's bulbs in there. For some reason that light's not working, so they need to evaluate that light and figure out why it's not working. This is your fireplace. The fireplace, the pilot light was not lit, so the fireplace would not come on. It's a switchable fireplace. You put the switch on and it should come on. So they need to light that pilot and make sure that the fireplace works. This is the master tub. Let me spin it around here. If you take a look at the spout here, the next picture you'll see the spout's overturned to the left here, so that's loose. See that spout's turned that way. So they need to just tighten up that spout. I'm going to flip this around. There, so you see it was out this way, now it's over there. So just need to tighten up that spout. This is under the master sinks. There's a big hole in the back of the cabinet there. It looks like they had to retrofit the this valve here that controls the temperature. So they need to repair this back of this cabinet. It doesn't look very good. And that's just where it's located. Now this is missing a doorstop. It's at the back patio foyer. So they need to put a doorstop there to keep the door from damaging the wall or for the door damaging itself. That's just where it's located. This is a test of the microwave. Manufacturer's label. Again, this stuff, some of this stuff will not be in the report. This is just me showing that the microwave does work. This is near underneath the microwave in the oven. Looks like it needs some caulking or some painting in there, so they need to get down there and caulk and paint. This is your oven. It was set to 350 and never really got to. Oh, this is a second. We'll come back to that. This is a second look at the panel box, and again, it's looking fine. The stuff you're seeing right here is normal. That's an arc fault breaker's working. This is the cooktop. We've got nice blue flames. That's what we want. Good combustions. The cooktop was fine. Here's the oven. So it checked it several times, and it never got to the range for the oven. If it's set on 350, it should be 325 to 375, and it never got to even 325. It got to about 312. So that oven needs to be adjusted. This is your dishwasher. This is the first reading of the dishwasher. We're looking for temperatures of 120 or greater, between 120 and 50. So that when I first checked it, it hadn't heated up to range yet. It did eventually heat to range. I'll get a picture of that here in a minute. That's a manufacturer's label. This is just to remind me to tell you that I did fill both the sinks with water, and I pulled the stops at the same time and ran the disposal at the same time to look see if any leaks appeared, and no leaks were present under the kitchen sink. This is in the utility room. The problem here is this code now requires them to put a little sticker here. The sticker should be tell the diameter of the vent, which would be 4 inches, and the length of the vent termination, either through the wall or through the roof. That sticker is not present, so that needs to be installed. This is your sprayer at your sink in the utility room, and it's all curled up in the bottom here. You can't pull it out, so that right there is as far as I can get it to come out. It's not really installed right. They need to make it so this is hanging down there, so when you pull it up, you can get full extension of that. This is the water pressure to the house. It's about 50. The range is 40 to 80. 50 should be fine for this size house. Let me flip this around. This is a toilet that was off at the time of the inspection, so I'm not sure if there was a problem with it and they had it off because it was possibly leaking. So you just want to question the builder. Inspector said that one of the toilets was turned off, and is there a problem with it? So we're going to find out. Probably nothing. That's just showing the tank's empty. This is in the attic. This is insulation depth. The minimum insulation is R38. So you can see at this one location you're at R44. Same thing here, just a little bit below R44. So you get more insulation than required. This is your first air handler furnace located above the second floor. That's the east one. Only thing here is the condensate lines are not insulated. They should be insulated because they could condensate and drip condensation onto the floor, which could cause damage and attract wood-destroying insects and create mold and stuff like that. So they need to insulate this really both the primary and the secondary. Then also there is no float switch here, which is not required in some cities yet. I'm not sure if McKinney is required, but we're going to put in the report for them to install the float switch on the drain pan. If they won't do it, I recommend you doing it yourself because it's not that expensive, about $125 per unit, and it will protect your house from moisture damage. If you do it yourself, I'd recommend skipping the drain pan and actually going right to the primary and put a condensate switch on the primary, so that way the water never even gets to the pan if there's a problem. This is your filter at that unit. They've got a 1-inch in here, and it was dirty, but you have the option for, it looks like a 4 or 5-inch here. So 1-inch you got to switch every month. 4 or 5-inch, they've got them 6 months or even a year. You switch them out. So you just need to, I would upgrade to a 4 or 5-inch, whatever applies here. This is just the diameter, width, length of the filter, 16 by 25 by 1. So if it was a 4-inch, it'd be 16 by 25 by 4. This is the AC differential at that first unit. So the range that we're looking for in AC, the range is 15 to 20 degrees or 15 to 22 degrees. So right here on the supply, we got a 44 and a 54. So that's a 10-degree differential. So that unit is not cooling properly. Again, the minimum would be 15. Really on a new unit, on a day that's not hot, it really should be closer to 20. The other unit is within range, but still I'd recommend servicing both of these units, because they're not really performing optimum. This is a missing light bulb that needs to be installed. This is some electrical wiring that they've got here in a walkable area. So anything that's in a walkable area needs to be protected from damage. Somebody tripping on it, or from somebody hitting it and pulling it out and causing a loose connection, which could cause a fire. So this needs to be protected. It's located by that unit just right down here by the stairs, actually. That's where all that stuff we just talked about in the attic, that's where that's located at, the attic pull down stairs. There's another unit located, I think it's the bedroom behind this picture. Same thing here, missing a float switch and insulation on the condensate lines. Filter is dirty, and this one's a 20 by 25 by 1, but you do have the option, again, for a 4 or 5-inch, whatever it is. Here we got a differential of 42 and 57, so that's 15 degrees. So that's within the range, barely. It's within the range, but on a day like today, it was only 60 degrees out, and these are brand new units. It really should be operating a higher end of the range, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. If it was 105 degrees outside, then maybe a 15, 16, 17 differential would be a little more acceptable, although with a new unit, it really would not be that good either. So both units both AC units, AC equipment needs to be evaluated, serviced. This is another look at the panel box, and everything looks fine. This is a better look at that one strut on that one wheel on the garage door. You can see it's kind of pulling out of place there. So again, some lubricating and adjusting of that door is going to be needed. Same thing on both sides. Left side's worse. Here, this is another look at the oven, and again, it's only about 312. That's as high as it got while I was there. And if you're not cooking souffles or anything that's real temperature sensitive, then not being exactly at 350, it's probably not a big deal, but it should be at least within the range, 325 to 375. This is another look at the dishwasher. You can see the temperature is going up. It did eventually reach, I believe it reached the range we wanted, that we were looking for. Okay, this is in the master, I believe it's the master bedroom. This is a thermal signature. I believe this is coming off of the range exhaust. It's located about the same location as exhaust could possibly be, but we just want to verify with the builder that is what it is. Make sure it's not something else going on there. Yeah, master bathroom. There we go. It goes across here. Other side of this wall is the kitchen area, so I think it's. I'm pretty sure it's the exhaust off of that. But just to double check with the builder to make sure that I did have the cooktop on and hot air going through that exhaust. It probably just runs through there. That's just another picture of the same location. This is actually in the closet, so it's pretty wide signature, thermal signature there. Just want to verify with the builder that that's normal. Now this is at the second floor. There's a thermal signature going on there, going across the second floor into the closet area. Now there's nothing. Wasn't running the heat then. I don't know why we were getting this thermal signature there. So you're going to need to talk to the builder and find out why. Is there something running through there that could be causing that thermal signature? I believe the water heater's on the other side, so it's not the water heater. Furnaces weren't on yet. the heat wasn't on yet. So just want to verify why we're getting that thermal signature. This is a video of the first furnace that we talked about. Just going to be looking at the burner compartment. We're looking for nice blue flames inside that compartment. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video here. It's pretty short, 16 seconds, and you'll get a look at the inside of the burner compartment here. Looks good in there, nice blue flames. And the heat did work fine. I got readings on that. This is the heat at that unit, blowing 110 degrees on the supply. And this is your second unit, located at that bedroom access. Yeah, good looking there, nice blue flames. Looks good. That unit, the door will not lock in place. It looks like this little connection here broke off, so that door's not locking in place properly in that unit, so they had to fix that. That's the door. And that's it. So if you have any questions, you can contact me 7 days a week. Always best to text me first, email second, and then voicemail third. If you text me, I'll get back with you probably pretty quickly, 15-20 minutes. Email, probably a half a day, maybe a day, and then voicemail, it may take several days. So if you have any questions, just contact me. Thanks, and enjoy your new house.